Moving picture.
The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences is an institution in Hollywood. Does awards every year.
Are you okay?
I took some Dramamine.
Oh my god.
No. So anyway, Erynn, welcome back to Gentlemen Prefer Cinephiles.
Hello. Welcome to the last episode of Oscar Week.
The last episode ever
Of Oscar Week.
Oscar Week. Today we're going to be talking about Oscars of the past. Of the last from the
past.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about some moments. And then maybe our thoughts of the Oscars.
Oh.
So, some of my favorite moments from past Oscars. I've been singing it throughout the whole Oscar week, but I really like that Neil Patrick Harris song from when he hosted. It's so good.
Man, I just...
So good.
I love that Seth MacFarlane song from when he hosted.
Oh my god, no. That's the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know how he just didn't say, I'll go home and leave. Oh my god,
like,
and then
then we saw you, boobs. Well, and it just like cuts to her, she's just like uncomfortably just like...
Yeah. And then he made Viola Davis hold the key the whole night. He was like, here, you Oscar-nominated actress, hold this key and watch the box. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Worst host ever.
I thought he was okay. He's an uneven comedian, but, you know. So,
one of my favorite moments is Charlie Chaplin's Oscar win. It's very cute. He says a lot of very interesting things, but I think it's really funny. No. But when we saw the clip, he walks out and it's like older man Charlie Chaplin. It's actually, I think it's the first time he was back in America after his what is it called when you can't come in? His exile from the United States after Limelight, and he
after being a communist,
he walks out and like somebody in our class just went, Hitchcock, get off the stage, because he's just an old English man. It's hilarious. This joke is so funny.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting because he just says, words seem so futile, thank you, you know? And it really ties into how he views cinema, because he doesn't like words in cinema. And I was like, wow, Chaplin, you're really cute.
Wow.
You're a cute old man, Chaplin. So that's all I had to say about that.
Fantastic.
I also really like that you like me, you really like me moment. Yeah. It's just so cute. She's just Sally Fields. Happy and adorable. I also really like Sally Fields as an actress.
She's good.
She's good enough to win an Oscar twice.
Apparently. According to them.
And then I since it's in the thumbnail, I have to mention it. The Brando win where he sent up that Native American girl.
Yeah, that was great.
So, yeah, those were some of my moments from past Oscars that I liked a lot.
The injustices you've done to my people. And then Iron Eyes Cody comes out.
They just play an Iron Eyes Cody commercial. They throw trash at his feet and he just 3/4 degree to the camera turn and then the tear. So good.
I want to talk about what movies I don't think should have got it, but they did.
Okay, what are some of them?
Oh, what are the exact?
What are some of them? I can't see the show notes right in front of me. What?
Forrest Gump is a big one between me and my dad, because my dad really likes Pulp Fiction and I really like Shawshank Redemption. And those both were nominated for Best Picture the same year that Forrest Gump won.
Oh my god!
As much as Forrest Gump might be fun to some people, you know, besides my personal opinions on it, it just feels like it isn't really... It didn't further the language of cinema in any way that Shawshank and Pulp Fiction did. So that one is certainly a little raw. Another one.
It's still fresh.
A fresh one.
Charlie, were you born? Like, were you watching the Oscars?
Another one is Crash from 2006.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right.
A movie that did not win any awards prior to the Oscar. It was roundly not the Best Picture in the Golden Globes or the SAG or the Directors Guild or the BAFTAs. So I don't know why it won, besides the fact that Sandra Bullock said the N-word, but whatever. Good for you
I just
guys.
figured, when you said that, I pictured her in that one where she takes in that
Yeah, Blindside.
I just pictured her in her, like, outfit from Blindside just saying the N-word, and I got a lot of humor out of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty
she's like
funny.
wearing a t-shirt that
like,
says "White Savior."
Oh my god.
Oh, da-da-da. So,
What is that? Are those the only two?
those are the two that I feel like didn't deserve it.
I'd like to throw in a. Well, this is really interesting because I wanted to throw in a Spotlight because I don't think it should have won last year.
Well, what should have won last year?
They played that clip of. I love Mark Ruffalo. Just to preface, but they played that clip where he's just yelling. He's like, "We gotta stop these guys. We can't let these guys get away." And I was like, "This is the best picture of last year." I think what film should have won is let me look at the actual nominee. Well, you know what one I think should have won? Well, never mind. No, I'm gonna be wrong. I was gonna say Straight Outta Compton, but that was 2 years ago.
Straight Outta Compton. The punks are smoking, my rap is bigger.
Oh my god, no. Spotlight was sorry, no, I was right. Spotlight was 2015. Straight Outta Compton should have won in 2015, but it didn't even get nominated.
Oh my.
Yeah, Spotlight was pretty terrible. Sorry, I don't know why I don't know why I thought. Sorry, Moonlight. I didn't mean to do it to you again.
Possibilities are The Revenant and Room. I heard a lot of really good stuff about Room.
So. Yeah, Room was supposed to be really good.
Fury Road, I mean, it's good, but you know. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think Spotlight should have won in 2015, not last year. Moonlight should have won last year. It was really good. Yeah. I feel so bad for Warren Beatty. Poor man. He was just like
old guy.
He was just so sad on stage.
How did they even whatever.
But so yeah, that was well, how they mixed it up.
Well, they had like the card left over from like the last one.
Well, they think he was trying to get an autograph. But I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't confirm or deny. But this was really interesting that you brought up films that shouldn't have won, because I wanted to bring up Chicago, because Chicago is usually on the list of things that shouldn't have won. I don't know what was up that year, but when I saw Chicago, I saw why it won, because I do think it kind of pushed the art form for storytelling within cinema. I think the way it blends theater and film is really interesting and really helps. So, I don't think Chicago won just because it's a musical and the Academy generally likes musicals. What was the other things that were up?
Gangs of New York, The Hours, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Pianist. Yeah,
I stand by that statement. The Pianist is really good too. That's a Polanski film.
Yes.
But
he won Best Director.
Yeah, he won Best. I mean, he won Best Director and it's good, but it doesn't push it doesn't. I mean, it pushes the envelope certainly thematically, but Chicago in terms of storytelling with cinema, I think Chicago kind of does it a little bit differently and more innovative than The Pianist. And that's not to say The Pianist is bad, just to preface, Pianist is very good. Adrian Brody is amazing. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Chicago that much, but I don't really have much of an opinion on that.
I'm good. What would you like to talk about next?
So, I thought it would be fun if we talked about what the Oscars originally looked like.
Wings won the first Oscar.
I sent you a picture of the second Oscars ever.
It kind of looks like the Golden. It kind of looks like the Golden Globes. Where everyone's just kind of sitting around in tables.
It kind of looks like a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
There's like all these streamers and they're all sitting around tables and stuff. It says second anniversary and awards banquet. So it was originally more of like a dinner than it was a the show being the main part of it. So I think that's kind of interesting. It looks a lot more informal and more of a sort of party atmosphere instead of now where it's like the post-Oscars parties, I suppose, that are the big thing. But it does look a lot like the picture from like The Shining with Jack Nicholson in it.
Oh my god, I thought it was the picture of The Shining, and he sent it to me right before we started recording, and I literally was just like, why did you send me the picture from The Shining? Like, why did you send me this random July 4th party in a fictional hotel, Charlie?
Yeah, you contrast that with what like the modern Oscars look like, where it's a never-ending parade of bits that land and don't land, and like, musical numbers. It's just a bizarre show now.
I just remembered something. I just remembered something. One of my favorite Oscars moments ever. When The Revenant came out, I remember there was this. I only saw it once. The entire. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I'm dropping everything. I only remember seeing it once in the whole edit of the night that was being broadcast. And there was this man in the rafters in a bear costume, because you know, like The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio gets mauled by a bear, and he was just kind of a bear in a suit dancing around, and I was like, "What's going on?"
In the rafters?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like above the crowd.
Yes, it was so weird. He was just like dancing around, and I was like, "Does anybody else see this bear? Is it just me?" But it was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. And then that time Ellen ordered pizza. And then the pizza guy comes on stage and is so confused.
Oh, man. That was an interesting one.
I love Ellen. I thought she did a real good job hosting. So what would you like to talk about next? Before I get derailed with just Oscar moments that I liked.
Here's one that has multiple things going on about it. This point being called All the President's Men. So the thing is, All the President's Men came out in 1976. Which was a pretty big year for the Oscars. Best Picture nominees were Rocky, All the President's Men, Bound for Glory, Network, and Taxi Driver.
Oh, Taxi Driver is so... I didn't realize Taxi Driver got nominated even.
Network is an important movie to a lot of people. I haven't actually seen it, but I know of it. But Taxi Driver and All the President's Men I would rank as two of my favorite movies of all time as far as that kind of pushing the envelope goes. And I was thinking about All the President's Men because of the Post, which is sort of like related because they're both about the Washington Post. And the Post kind of, the end scene with Watergate kind of makes it almost connect to the beginning of All the President's Men. But All the President's Men is a far superior film in every way. The thing about the 1976 Oscars is that All the President's Men did not win Best Picture like many would think, because it was nominated for the most... it won the most awards that year, tying with Network, but it did not get Best Picture. Rocky did. And... Rocky's not a bad film.
It's just not Best Picture.
It's an incredibly
well, I guess it
is done film about the underdog, and it's less about sports than it is about like people with mental disabilities or like a class struggle. But I feel like compared to Taxi Driver and All the President's Men, a little bit outclassed, I'd say, overall. But that's just me. All the President's Men won for Best Art Direction, so that's nice. I would have given it Best Picture. How are you?
I'm good.
What do you want to talk about?
I'm just listening. I think we could transition now into discussing the Oscars as an institution.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to say, well, I do think the Oscars awards or tries to award as close to skill as possible. I think more so than that, the Oscars is a trend-setting device for the industry as a whole. So I think that could be used for good and that could be used for bad. So when something like Moonlight wins Best Picture, it's more likely films like Moonlight are going to be put into production, is kind of what I'm saying. So that's, and I also, and I see the Oscars as important, and I see them as a huge highly culturally significant. I'll never forget as a brown person, as a brown Latin person, I was really excited when Javier Bardem won for No Country for Old Men, because it's just great to see somebody who you relate to be recognized like that, and I think the Oscars are important for that. I think they're important for setting the trends, obviously, but also for who they encourage. So that's my bit about the Oscars, pretty much.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan.
Nope.
But you're not a fan of any institution, so.
I mean, it's not like that. It's just that I think that, for me, the Oscars mostly ring hollow on that front. I think it's a lot more about the show and appealing to the Academy than anything else at this point. And it can display the cultural zeitgeist that's going on outside of the Oscars sometimes, and I think that it affects what is popular sometimes, but it feels like a marketing sort of patting on the back thing for a year of hard work between all these different studios that are.
But at the same time, one, not everybody gets recognized for working hard, because everyone is working hard. Like, there's nothing special about you. Two, and I mean, not you specifically, Charlie. I'm talking just in general. I love you. You're so cute. Oh my God, I love you. But two, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Now I'm so angry. What was your last point you made?
Marketing.
I lost it. It's gone. It's gone for good.
But, I mean, I don't think the Oscars are going anywhere. I think there's a place for recognizing.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm so sorry. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with recognizing people. And, I mean, it kind of creates this precedent where, I mean, I think everyone thinks they deserve to win. Like, we already see it because I've ran the film festival at our college. 3 times? I've run 4 film festivals total, and people feel so entitled to win, and I think part of that comes from the Oscars, which is negative, but at the same time, I think it's more so people just need to realize that sometimes they're not going to win, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think it should be less about winning something and more about creating something that lasts and speaks to people, and if people respond to it well, then that's its own recognition.
Yes, I agree with that. But I also think within that sphere, silly award shows can exist.
But I also like shiny trophies.
Shiny trophies that could mean a lot to certain people,
Yeah.
But yes.
The Oscars are an American film tradition. They've lasted many years. They're very important. Everybody wears tuxedos to see them.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing a piece of mink. It's not
a single piece.
It's not a coat or a scarf. It's
a single hair taped to my stomach.
It gives me warmth when I walk down the carpet. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Are you gonna go to the Oscars with me? Are you not? Are you just gonna stay home?
I mean, I will. It's just that I'm gonna dress really fun.
What does that mean?
Lots of colors. Probably a dress and a couple jackets and some boots.
Am I gonna have to go separate from you?
No.
Are you gonna clash with my outfit? No, I'm just kidding.
What?
So
why can't we both have our own personal statements?
So, what do you guys think about the Oscars? Do you like them? Do you hate them? I've heard it's probably split down the middle from the people I know about if they like or hate them.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you end the episode?
No.
Okay, good. I was gonna be so upset. So, what are some of your favorite moments in the Oscars as well?
Don't forget to check out Gentlemen Prefer Cinephiles at all of our social media, like Instagram and Facebook and iTunes. We're up for review. And don't forget to look at our website, which is currently gentlemenprefercinephiles.net, and we'll hopefully be switched to .com in the future. But until then, I'm Charlie.
I'm Erynn. Thank you for joining us for Oscars week.
Thank you for joining us to file
Let's
these.
switch some snaps.
Movies. You can snap.
Oh my god. Okay, and then quick announcement for the end of the podcast. We are going to be moving to 2 days a week. So now you don't have to just listen to us on Saturdays. You can listen to us Wednesdays and Saturdays. Whoa!
That's just insanity. How could it's an embarrassment of riches in content. I can't even believe it.
Whoa!
I'd certainly chuck $1 a week to somebody doing that. Okay. Or I'd sponsor it if I were a major corporation.
Well, we'll see you next time. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Don't stop having files with your movies.
Did you end it?